Hey guys! So we answered some of our questions in our Vita, which you will see later on, but right now we're going to take a few minutes, it might be more than a few minutes, and answer the Ask Us Anything questions. We have them all right here. Woo! We'll take turns pulling them out and answer for you.
And we apologize in advance for mangling any names, because it's hard.
Feel free to tell us below how to pronounce your names if we've butchered it. So, go. Want to ask me?
Sure.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is from Debbie Y,
Yep, that's one was a metal detector.
whose husband won't let her dig up her lawn.
Yes, because he's mean.
Send him on a field trip. She would like to know, how long have you been crafting?
Me?
This is you, so I'm asking you.
Since birth. I don't remember a time in my life that I didn't craft. I don't. I mean, my earliest memory of crafting was probably those cardboard cards that you would lace with the yarn, the shoestring yarn. Did you ever have those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I was always, my mother made Cabbage Patch Kid clothes when I was younger to sell, and I just always remember crafting. I always remember crafting.
Good answer. Good answer. What are you doing? Oh,
I was going to ask you one.
okay.
Brittany Morris. What would be the one quality you guys love about each other?
You go first.
Your inability to give up. I think that is amazing and admirable. You don't let anything stop you from doing what you set your mind to.
Okay. I think for you, I would have to say your craftiness.
My craftiness?
Well, like resourcefulness. Like you can truly figure out how to do anything.
Cool. That's good. That's a good one. I'll take that.
Cool. Which bin did you put it back in? Okay. Just want to make sure. My twine.
Your twine.
Okay. Lisa Smith.
Mm-hmm.
What was the very first thing you ever crocheted or knit? How old were you when you learned, and who taught you, or was it something you taught yourself?
I think I need a visual aid for this. This is the first thing I ever crocheted.
She beats me with it.
It is out of Red Heart Super Saver Mexicana. About 500 skeins of it. And it's all single crochet. And it started out a queen size and ended a king size. So one side is queen, the other side is king. And it's incredibly scratchy and feels like plastic, although I still think there's a time and place for Red Heart Super Saver. And I learned from the book American School of Needlework, You Can Crochet, left hand.
So you taught yourself from a book.
Yes.
And how old were you?
21. My turn? Okay.
Do you want to take a minute and catch your breath?
This is a big one. Susan Morin, Freckle Whispers, E.F. Bauer, Jen Clifton, Jackie Last, Brooke Alliner?
Could be.
Asked twice. How did you guys meet?
We met actually through mutual friends.
Yeah, no exciting story there.
Sorry to disappoint everyone. Although I will say that we can tell them the story about when you first came here for dinner, how you thought I was going to kill you.
Yes.
That would be an exciting story.
I didn't live in Vermont when I met Kristen, or when we started hanging out.
Seeing one another.
Yeah, well, we hung out for a while, and then we lost touch for a while, and then we hung out again. But the first time I ever came to Kristen's house, she's driving me down all these dirt roads.
Which I really wasn't.
It's just Vermont. And I really thought to myself, she could be driving you somewhere to kill you.
Okay, now let me tell you my version of what really happened. Erin followed me because I met her just off of the exit at a park and ride.
Yeah, because you didn't think I'd be able to find the house.
Right, which is a paved park and ride.
Off of a highway.
Off of a paved highway. We left the paved park and ride to turn down the paved Route 5.
Yeah.
And then from...
No streetlights.
No, there were... No.
There's no streetlights.
There are no streetlights. However, right off of Route 5 was the driveway, which is not paved. I'll give her that.
And long.
And it was long, and I was probably going 3 miles an hour too, so it made it seem extra long and very dark, no lights. So that's probably why she thought I was.
That's really what I said to myself. You are willingly driving somewhere, and she could be taking you. I've watched too much Law and Order, Criminal Minds, that sort of stuff. Yeah. But she didn't kill me. Yet.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, that's great. I'm ready, I think.
Okay. This is from, and I am apologizing in advance if I completely mangle the person's name. It's Hawk and Bree Jen.
Yeah, I don't know.
I apologize. You told us 1 or 2 videos ago that you've been a drum major.
Oh, I know what this one is.
Could you show us your greeting to the jury?
Okay.
You know before the show starts by the whole corps.
It's called the salute.
My younger sister was one too, so can't wait to show her your moves, so to speak.
It's called...
Maybe we should do that one outside.
I don't know. We can't. Because I was a drum major for 2 years in high school, junior and senior year, and each year I had a different co-drum major.
Dewey, don't start.
I have no idea what my salute was. None. I do still know how to direct the band. I can still march. I can still march frontwards and backwards because in parades you always march backwards as the drum major. Never fell. But I do not know my salute. I do know all the commands. But to conduct is just 4/4 time.
My guess is that what inspired what inspired the question is when you were doing your dancing in the driveway when you walked back from getting ice cream.
It is, but this is attention, and yeah, that's the end of the salute. I remember that. I don't remember. I always wanted to twirl the mace, but we didn't have a mace at my high school. So. Sorry. I can find some video, which I probably can't. I'll show it to you. Okay, Hooked on Needles asks, what part of the world would you guys like to visit?
Well, the question didn't specify whether or not one of us wants to visit it, or the other, or together,
I don't think it matters.
Whether or not we've already been there.
That's fine. I think you can answer any and all of those in any way you want.
I have already been there, and would love to get back out there. Would be to Utah, to the national parks.
Yeah.
Arches National Park. Actually, I'd really like to go back specifically to Moab, Utah, because it's just amazing out there. It really is. It's unbelievable. And
I would like for Kristen to hook up with the camper and for us to just travel the United States for a year or 2 years or whatnot.
I think I need to modify my answer.
Yeah.
Because I just realized that I just remembered that you're a crafter, artsy, knitter, everything crafting under the sun. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I could afford to bring you to Moab, Utah. You buy everything.
No, I wouldn't. I don't buy nearly as much.
I'd still go there. Molly is ringing the bell. Okay. This one is from Ruby Garnet Rose.
Oh, I know what this one is.
Erin, when is your birthday?
It's April 18th. Give me yarn for 18th. It's very original. Okay. All right,
Let me drink first.
Oh gosh. This is from Sonia, Cat Crazy Creations. It's a 4-part question.
Why do I always get the long ones?
Hi, Erin. I have some questions for you on the 22nd, so here goes.
Oh, these are yours then.
It's both of us.
No, it says hi, Erin.
No, you're in here. How did you and Kristen meet? Well, we answered that one. Through friends. And has Kristen ever found anything of value while metal detecting?
Of value. In terms of monetary value, I think the grape shot that I found is probably worth the most at a pathetic $35 to $50.
I love the grape shot though. Behaved dogs.
I have found a few coins. I have a couple of buffalo nickels.
Silver dimes.
A couple of silver dimes. In terms of value, that's probably it.
My question from her is: besides socks, what is your favorite thing to knit? I bet Kristen can answer this.
Sweaters.
Nope. Toys and itty bitty baby things. I love baby things. And the question number 4 is: are there going to be any more pets in the future? I can't imagine us ever not having a pet.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably, eventually.
Not adding to the 3 we have.
Okay, this one's actually for me.
Ooh.
This is from, do you want to guess?
No. I want you to tell me.
This is from Simply More Crafting.
Oh, Maureen.
Yes.
Which Kristen knows. Who Kristen knows.
Yes. I met her in real life. She's really funny.
IRL.
She's a blast. She said she's actually asking, Kristen, did you take formal art classes in school or did you just pick up the talent? I didn't take any classes in high school or college beyond what the absolute minimum recommendation was to get the hell out of there. And I only started painting after we lost one of my parents, Bernie's mountain dogs, Benny. It was just a way to kind of cope, and just sort of picked it up one day and decided to give it a whirl, and have had a lot of help from a good friend of mine on Facebook, who's an amazing, amazing artist. And I've enjoyed it. There are times where I'm ready to throw things in the fireplace. Many times.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried a few different mediums, and I've actually taken a few art classes as an adult, ironically, from my 6th grade art teacher, who's a really great guy, and he's a talented painter as well.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Good answer.
You want to trade?
Yeah, because he's heavy. So
Ooh, just a 10-pound bowling ball. That makes more room for you, though, Joey.
Alrighty, Roo. This is going to be a long video. Anna. I'm terrible at pronunciation and spelling, so. Manian?
I was going to say either that or Manayan. I don't know.
Anna. With all your awesome land, ever think of having a raised garden for salad greens, cherry tomatoes, and an alpaca and lamb for their fiber? So, funny you should mention that. We were just talking about that earlier with you guys. We are planting a very large garden this year, and we are now looking into the best way to do raised beds.
Yes.
With a greenhouse attached, potentially, to keep out animals.
Vermin.
Berman, and we were this close to getting sheep.
We were this close to getting sheep.
We were. However, as I sat and thought about it, we live in that year we had a rabid fox mom with her cubs wandering all the time during the day. And I sat and thought about it, and I could not deal with losing sheep to wild animals. So I will visit sheep. And we drive by alpacas, so I would have the same fear with them. I also don't like smelly, dirty things.
Or poop. She doesn't like poop.
That's what I mean, smelly and dirty.
Okay. Ready?
I was born ready.
Okay. Sally Thibodeau.
Yep.
Would like to know.
Hi, Sally.
When and how did your fur babies become part of your family?
Okay. You will have to answer one. I wasn't around for him.
Dewey was the pre-existing canine.
Dewey predates me.
I actually got Dewey when I was still teaching and decided that Mia at the time needed a friend. And
however, Dewey
really just
whose dog are you?
Wants to be with Aaron all the time.
But that's okay. No, he loves both of us. But he's I'll never forget.
He's an appendage.
The first time I met Dewey, which was the same day I thought she was going to kill me, I was crouching down to say hello to Dewey, and she said, No, don't do that. He's a grouch. And I said, I'll be fine. And I crouched down, and he walked over, and he just kissed me.
Yep.
And I think that's when she knew I was the one. I had come to break the spell. We just talked about how we came to get Molly.
Mm-hmm.
And Max came because after we had Molly, we really liked her temperament. She was a really nice dog. She had beautiful markings. And we said, I'd really like to get another dog from the same parents. And as soon as we decided that, we found out they were about to have their last litter. We were thinking, 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah, I was trying to keep the age difference between them 5 years because Mia was 5 years older than Dewey.
Yeah.
Dewey is 5 years older than Molly.
Yep. 5, 6. Isn't he 11?
10. He just turned 10.
Okay.
And Max just was, we'll just call him the oops. Because he came early.
Well,
unexpectedly.
We didn't want to miss out on one of Molly's full siblings.
Right, from the same parents. And he was part of the last litter.
And thank God we did, because then our breeder stopped breeding.
Well, the parents especially, yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't have a breeder anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A reputable breeder, which is very important if you get a Bernese Mountain Dog, from which to get a burner. And see, there he is. Molly's outside. My turn. Is this question for you, Max? Bethany B. What TV shows do you watch? Old and new? Question mark. Like, we watch a lot that are on now, but I always go back to rewatch old Buffy's and Angels. You go first.
Separately? What do we watch individually? And then what do we watch together?
Well, I watch everything.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I'm an equal opportunity TV watcher.
Mm-hmm.
Especially reality crap TV.
You watch a lot of reality TV.
I love reality TV because it makes me feel like better. Some of the shows I watch and say, my life is awesome. And some, like Survivor. Survivor was my first reality TV show that I ever watched. And I love it. And I think I love it as much as I do because my grandmother watched it. And she was like a diehard Survivor fan.
I enjoy documentaries, and watch a lot of History Channel.
Survivalist.
I would like to call them outdoor shows.
You can call them outdoor shows. That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I do like a little light sci-fi. I'm not a zombie. I don't like slasher movies, shows, anything like that. We have very different tastes individually, I think, in shows.
But then there are shows that we always watch together.
Exactly.
Like, we like, I can't think of the name of the show now. Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder. Chicago Med. You know, like the primetime TV shows. Blacklist.
Yeah. Usually if we start watching a show and we like it, it'll get canceled.
Yeah, so you probably don't want to know what we like. And we like the older shows too. I mean, you like Bewitched.
Oh, definitely.
I miss Nick at Night.
Yes, that's what I was just
Full House is not Nick at Night.
No.
One of my favorite shows growing up, we didn't have cable on Nick at Night, was Green Acres. I loved that show.
Mr. Ed. A lot of Mr. Ed and Patty Duke show. Just watch that one.
I've never seen that one.
That was another good one.
I do wish more older shows were back on. Oh, Facts of Life. I loved the Facts of Life.
Who doesn't?
No. So we watch a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah. And then some things I watch she doesn't, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. But I am definitely more of a TV person. I watch TV. I'm not ashamed to admit I watch TV all day long while I do stuff around the house. I don't watch actively shows like Jerry Springer. Oh, and I love Judge Judy. If something happens in the world that makes my Judge Judy get canceled or skipped for the day, I'm usually quite depressed.
No, she's not depressed. She's angry and verbal. As in major screaming rants.
I don't scream much. I don't scream if it's real news. If it's like stupid news that gets my Judge Judy canceled, I'm pretty upset. Okay, that's enough about me. I've embarrassed myself enough for one day.
Watch a lot of National Geographic Channel. Oh, there's a show on the CW that I watch now, and Mig Mal watches it too, and it's called The 100.
Mm-hmm.
And we both like that show. And I think you could just totally go the rest of your life without knowing ever that show even existed.
I watched it one time. I'll watch anything. I just use knit. Because I can't sit and knit without doing something else. I can't watch TV without doing something else. So it's copacetic.
Okay, this one is from Deb Brigham.
Hi, Deb. Brigham, I love ice
She would
cream.
like to know, do you and Kristen enter any craft shows in your community?
Oh, thank God, no. We used to. We used to do a lot of craft shows.
We would do so many craft shows that we'd actually have to borrow my dad's minivan to load all the tables and products, tent.
Lots of indoor craft shows and even more outdoor craft shows. And every once in a while, I think I miss it, and then I wake up from that nightmare. It's a great way to get started. Mm-hmm. Especially, I think, if you live in a more urban area. You know, there's more people around. We live in a
should be anywhere but Vermont.
Yeah. So we would have to travel a lot to do craft shows. A lot. I got a long one. This is from Diane Ward. First, I have really enjoyed getting to know Kristen. See, they love you. YouTube loves Kristen. Could Kristen tell us more about metal detecting? I had no idea that Hobby Lobby sold the equipment. What are the absolute things a beginner would need? Tips for beginners. What items have you found, and what is the best place to find items?
Probably a metal detector.
Shovel.
The metal detectors are can be very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
The one we bought at Hobby Lobby was, I think,
$60, I think.
what was that? That was with
That
the
was with
coupon.
the coupon.
I think regular price it's
It
like
was $100.
$89 or $99.
It was $100 because we got 40% off.
Okay. The specific metal detector I have, I did a lot of research about it first because I was not going to spend hundreds of dollars.
Kristen's cheap. Not in a bad way. It's just, you're cheap. Oh my god, 25 minutes.
So I ended up wanting to get one that wasn't going to be a piece of junk and that was going to be good for beginners, that was reasonably priced.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with the Bounty Hunter Tracker 4, and it allows you to detect objects up to 6 to 8 inches deep. It doesn't tell you what you find, it doesn't tell you how deep it is. I should say, let me clarify, it doesn't tell you what the object is when you're detecting. There are ones that do. They'll tell you exactly what it is with a nice digital readout screen if you want to spend, $1,800 on a metal detector, which that's just not reasonable.
Not as a hobbyist or as a beginner.
Not that I totally wouldn't do it if I could, because I would.
We've talked about you saving up for us to get a.
But honestly, the Bounty Hunter works perfectly fine for me. It beeps. There are actually different tones that it will make depending on what you find. I've learned that if it makes a low, kind of a growly sound, it's usually cast iron, and that's just everywhere around here on this property. And when you find coins, it makes a nice, solid, higher pitch. Yeah.
And we've talked about items that you found, and what's the best place to find items?
Oh, the best places to find items. Old abandoned cellar holes, like the old stone foundations, are great to detect on. If you have an old barn or a very old house, that's another great place to detect. And I have yet to detect on a beach, but I've heard those can be very rewarding.
Of course, you should always make sure that
you comply with state and federal laws,
yes,
and have landowner permission. And are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, cellar holes, stone walls, old wagon trails if you can find them. Those are great too.
I've made an executive decision. Other than the questions that we already answered in Vita, this is going to be a separate video. Your turn to pull them. I'm right here, bud.
It's our friend.
Zizi?
No, our friend in Texas.
Margaret. I mean, Maureen.
Right letter. There you go. Simply More Crafting.
Yes.
Erin, what was your inspiration for starting a podcast?
Well, I don't have a podcast. I make videos. I don't know why that's important to me. My inspiration to starting making videos was I turned to Kristen one day and I said, I think it'd be fun to blog about my knitting, about my crochet, because I crocheted more at that point. Mm-hmm. And she said, oh, you should do it. And I was a little gun shy, so I joined a now defunct video group and started that way. So I highly recommend it to anybody who wants to do it. What do you got to lose? An hour of your time? It's free. Oh, this is our other friend.
One in California, eh?
Yes.
Z.
Besides being an amazing housewife.
Well, this one's not for me.
Have you ever worked for a company? If so, how long and what kind of job did you do? Yes, I worked for a company. I worked for many companies. I've worked in retail, and my profession was in accounting. And I don't miss it at all.
How long did it say?
How long ago?
No.
How long I did it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Years. I don't miss it one bit. And I'm very thankful that I can not miss it. Very thankful.
Yeah, sure.
Your turn.
Do I answer that too, or just no? Because I'm not the housewife.
It said me.
That's true.
Well, you're a good housewife too.
Max, you really need to get a grip, buddy. Billy, you need to get a grip as well.
You can't do the puzzle. What? This is the question.
This is the one that I was so excited about. I'm asking.
Okay.
Billy would like to know, what are your thoughts on Mandela effect, and how many people were in the car during the JFK assassination?
I will take the first part of the question. And because I had to look it up last night when the question came in, it's about alternate reality. And what I said to Kristen is, we're already living in it, unfortunately. Because this just can't be real.
Mm.
Okay, your question? How many people
were
in the car?
Were in the car? I believe the answer is 5.
5?
I believe. Because I believe there was the driver of the vehicle. There was somebody in the front seat.
Yeah, we did not look up for this question.
And I believe, we know JFK was.
Yeah.
In the car, sort of, in the car up on the back.
And Jackie,
and then the other person whose name has escaped me at this moment in time was in the car, sitting next to, in the back seat as well. And of course, there were Secret Service trailing the car, but they weren't actually in the car.
That was a very unique question. And
I'm a huge JFK conspiracy nut, so I was really excited to get that question.
Okay, moving right along. No, I'm just kidding. Uh-oh, I think I have a mistake here. My turn? I love the scarf you wore in this video, Erin. It's my birthday. I put notes after it. Could you share info about the yarn? Thanks, and happy birthday. The yarn was Becoming Art's Beauty and the Beast. It was a kit several years ago. I want to say 5 years ago. And if you're interested in finding more about that, it's linked on my Ravelry project page.
Boys, you are the 2 neediest boys in the world.
They said you need a selling mom.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Freckle Whispers.
Yes.
Asks 5 questions.
5?
5.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we said ask us anything.
That's right.
Shoot.
She says, or he, I'm assuming she. Okay, I'm nosy. More questions. Number 1. What is the oddest thing Kristen has found with her metal detector?
Oh, okay.
Odd as in strange.
Oh, I know the answer to this one.
Go ahead.
We were metal detecting together at a house, and we uncovered this metal sign that just had a number on it, which we asked some people about, and suspected it could be a grave marker.
We did not continue to dig in that particular spot.
No, not a grave marker, but
yes, a grave marker.
Was it a grave marker? Yeah, it was weird, really weird, and we didn't keep that one.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree that's the weirdest thing we found?
I would say that would be an odd one. The other one I found, we were actually metal
It's
detecting.
the same day.
We were metal detecting together on an old trail off of my parents' road. I don't know if you were with me that day.
The hubcap?
No, this was on the Walker Cemetery Trail.
I went to that with you, but I didn't go all the times you've been.
It might have been one of the times I went by myself. But anyway, it was a scythe blade that was
that
3
was
feet long.
That was not with me. However, she
I brought it home.
She left it there, and I said, "Well, why'd you leave it?" So I drove her back to get it,
That's
and I
true,
parked
yeah.
on the side of the dirt road so she could run down the path and get it. The other interesting thing you found was the day that we found the grave marker. Was and she was very impressed by this. She dug up this thing. I found it.
You found it.
I found it, and she was like, "I don't know what that is," and I said, "Oh, it's a Model T hubcap," and she was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Are you sure?" And I said, I'm nearly positive. Well, I wasn't exactly correct. It was a Model A hubcap.
Pretty darn close. Number 2, what do you two do for fun on weekends?
So anyway, the answer to the question is we kind of just enjoy the downtime.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really. I don't want to say that we don't go out because we're not. It's not.
I'll say it. We don't go out.
Well,
I don't go out.
I would go out more than Kristen would, given the opportunity. However, we just kind of enjoy being home with the dogs. We do stuff around the house. Sometimes we walk down. There's a diner down the street. We walk down and get ice cream. When it's warmer, sometimes we'll walk down and get dinner. We'll have a date night. We love watching movies. Yeah, we just kind of chill.
Yep.
We Netflix and chill. Kind of.
Number 3, if money was no object, what would be on your Christmas lists next year?
Ooh.
Do you need a moment to pull it up?
Well, I don't think we generally make Christmas lists.
Max, buddy.
Even though I try and get. Oh, you too.
Max.
I just pulled the puzzle apart.
Max.
I don't. If money were no object, I would have on my Christmas list, quite honestly, The House Rewired.
Yes. I'm gonna absolutely agree with that one.
And secondary to that, I would say the wish list renovations to the house that we would like to do, like moving the laundry upstairs, stuff like that, adding a second bathroom.
Okay. Yes, rewiring and new plumbing, updated plumbing. I should say.
It would be house stuff
Yeah.
for sure, because we're adults. Some days.
Yeah. Number 4. What is the deal with the multiple cars in the yard?
Kristen, you can take this one.
So,
I haven't seen these questions.
Actually, so the silver car that's in the driveway, we've actually been trying to sell.
Because we do not require 2 vehicles.
Yeah, and there actually isn't anything wrong with it. It has very low mileage.
If you want to buy, comment below. Yep.
That was the other reason.
And the truck is to tow the camper.
Right.
But the truck does need a little bit of work. Ask us anything.
Number 5. What is your next vacation destination?
My house. I like staycations.
Well, actually, aren't you going to Stitches?
That's not a vacation. It's one day.
No.
I don't know. What's yours? I know where yours is. Even your dad. We're gonna go to genealogy trip.
We'll probably still do that. Although we I don't know. I still would like to go back to Nova Scotia,
Ugh.
just under different circumstances.
That was the most stressful week of my life. Not really, but it was pretty darn close to the top. Hi, buddy. There's only 2 left, okay? Ugh. Ask us anything. Sherry Card. Or Carde. Card? Erin, how do you make a living staying at home? I'm a stay-at-home mom, would love to have some sort of income. It's not easy. Well, the number one answer is you are absolutely right. It is not easy. And it kind of ties into the question before about craft fairs.
Mm-hmm.
I started with craft fairs, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of craft fairs, followed by a Facebook page, an Etsy page. We had a website, but we weren't getting sales from that, so I let that go. I think Kristen wishes I hadn't.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, because it was more of an expense than it was generating income. And just staying active on social media about what you are up to and what you are working on, and making people sick of seeing what you're, not really, but just, and always being open if someone has a request. Mm-hmm. I will never take a request that I know I cannot do, but I sometimes will take a request saying, I think I can do it, but there has been one time that I took a request and I told them I think I can do it, but I'm not going to make any promises. And I tried and I failed miserably. And so I just talked to them and said, I'm sorry, it's not something I can do, but I did it in plenty of time. You just have to put yourself out there. I did craft fairs until I was making more money online.
It also helped to build a customer base too.
Yes. And the biggest thing is networking. Network. And also remember, what you think is going to sell is probably not what's going to sell.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Last question.
Woo-woo.
Insert the obsessive phone call.
Same person that I completely mangled their name before.
Okay.
Hawk on Bree Jen. I feel horrible that I mangle names. Would like to know, what is your favorite food and that of Kristen?
You go first. Okay, do you want to see if we can answer each other's?
Sure.
I don't know if I can answer yours.
I think I can answer yours.
I know you can answer mine.
Because it doesn't have to be necessarily anything that you cook, correct?
Correct.
Okay, well that's easy. Chinese food.
Wrong. I just said it on Easter what my favorite food is.
And I talked about having a short-term and long-term memory problem.
Strawberry is my favorite food. Has always been my favorite food.
Cake is your favorite food?
No, cake's not my favorite food. My favorite thing to order out is Chinese. I love Chinese food. But strawberry is my favorite food. And I will guess for you that yours would be pizza.
My favorite food?
Wrong. Pancakes?
No, as long as I don't cook them.
Pancakes?
Well, my favorite food actually used to be cereal.
Well, I can see that. Yeah.
But,
you're a grown up now. Reluctantly.
Yeah, but I have to say I still really like ramen.
It's not a food.
I know, but I still really like it.
That is not a food. That is food adjacent.
Food substitute.
Yes.
I also like freeze-dried ice cream.
So, in case you didn't notice, Kristen eats like a 5-year-old. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Kristen goes through phases where there's one food she's hyper-focused on.
Yeah, that's true.
When I first met her, it was tomato soup with noodles in it. And then it became animal crackers. And then
it became animal crackers with frosting.
No, that was after animal crackers. And after animal crackers with frosting, it was gummy bears.
And I don't eat hardly any of that stuff anymore.
Nope, you don't. Because what are you required to have with every meal? Vegetable. So I guess the answer to your question is you don't have a favorite food. You don't even know what your favorite food is.
What is my favorite food? Anything that Erin puts in front of me, usually.
I'm a good cook.
Yes, you are.
You seem to enjoy my cooking. You haven't starved yet. Kristen didn't really eat real food before moi.
And I would like you to know that even before that, it was way worse. Like,
I know it was.
It was Mountain Dew and Milky Way bars. That's pretty much what I ate.
I know it was. So that it concludes Ask Us Anything for
that
this
was fun.
time.
Good times.
Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Maybe.
I don't know if they could possibly have any more questions. Those were good questions.
We probably should have checked to see if there were any new ones that came in.
I checked this morning when I answered comments. So there may have been one or two that trickled in. But I didn't make it. But I did check this morning when I was answering comments. Because I answered comments this morning. Because I am on top of things sometimes. So that is all for today, folks. Well, that's all for right now. I still have to do a Vita. Thanks so much for all your questions.
Yes. Thank you very much.
It was Kristen's idea, and I think it was a brilliant one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.